trilingual here, Spanish, English. We actually always knew from the beginning that we were going to adopt. Just our plan was that we would have children of our own, and then down the line, we would want to adopt a couple of kids to bring into our home. We knew that we would have a baby someday. It just was in God's timing, not in ours.
For me, it was love at first sight. I saw her and I absolutely melted in her, and I looked at my wife and she was in awe. We were both in awe that this is actually happening, that we would be forever changed by this little life. We were humbled that God would allow us to just intervene into someone's life.
And I was just trying to figure out, is this really my child? You know, you've waited so long that, you know, you just didn't know if it would ever happen, and then all of a sudden it was here, and I was holding her, and I was a mom, and I wanted to be a mom for so long, so it was just incredible.
In working with prospective adoptive families, they first attend an informational meeting. After that, they can start the home study process, and we give them a packet of paperwork that's really thick and that can seem very overwhelming. And we do a home and safety inspection. We do some individual interviews as well as some couple interviews. Along the way, we're always educating them about the process. Then they essentially wait for that child.
Initially, we decided maybe to have kids first and then adopt, but there was another plan in store. Since we weren't able to conceive, we decided to adopt, and then if we're able to have kids on our own, then we would have kids on our own.
The reason we chose Bethany is because a good friend of mine, he introduced me to this couple who just adopted their baby. And so after meeting this couple, and they sat down and they talked to me and told me about the whole process and how good the process was with Bethany, me and my wife, we sat down and we talked about it, and we said, let's move forward with it.
I think what makes Bethany special is, again, just the heart and the passion that the workers have for doing adoptions and doing them well. I think the fact that we have a heart for birth moms and a heart for adoptive families just helps us to be sensitive to their needs as they move through their adoption journey.
Well, Bethany supported us in many ways through our adoption process. Pretty much with all the trainings that we went to, they gave us the right education and support needed with that. But I think probably some of the greatest things was the communication. Either be future parents, or what to do during the wait, or how to pick the best car seat, just to kind of give us those types of trainings beforehand as we were waiting. So that was definitely something that meant most to us.
It's easy to say you would be open to adopting a child of another race, but we really, in our education classes, help families really look at what their community looks like even before the child arrives. Is it diverse? Is it truly a place where this child will feel comfortable as it's growing?
We're older, we're in our 40s, and so biggest fear that I had going through the adoption process was, will we be selected? And then the second thought was, would I really bond with the child? Or would the child bond with me?
The greatest joy that I get every day is waking up in the morning time and seeing McKinley wake up, and the first thing he do is just smile. That just makes my whole day go by good, because I know that he's in a good place. Being a parent is just such an awesome feeling. It's indescribable.
The best part about parenting is when I come home and I see her smile. I just come home and she just giggles and kicks and screams, and we love when we get to read with her at night. Right before after we feed her, I read 1 or 2 stories with her, and she'll let you know when she wants to continue reading. She'll kick and she'll fuss, and she's always talking.
Yeah, and she likes to sing. When the radio's on and we're singing, she knows what it's like to have sounds come out of her. And I'll never forget the first time a sound came out of her and she just looked around like, who was that?
You always go in with one perception of what adoption would be like, and to try to remain as positive as possible. But we never in our wildest dreams thought it would be this positive.
If you are a family that's choosing adoption, we know that you have lots of other agencies that you're looking into. One of the biggest reasons why I would say choose Bethany is because we strive to be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ. We hope that throughout every interaction that you have with us, whether it's a phone call or a portal message or just face to face, like we hope that you see Jesus in us.